Hello and welcome to the News.Markets Business Book Club. Today we're reading The Art of Execution, how the world's best investors get it wrong and still make millions. Author and fund manager of over $1 billion in high alpha and multi-asset strategies. A man making waves throughout the financial world, according to his colleagues. Lee Freeman-Shaw joins me now. Well, thanks for coming in. You manage a team of top investors with very big ideas, but they don't always make money.
That's true, and that's what we discuss in the book. I mean, it goes back to 2006. We thought what could be a great strategy would be to get some of the best investors in the world that I manage, some are legends in Forbes' Rich List, and just say, well, if we got them just to invest in their 10 best ideas, I bet we'll make a killing. It'd be a really good investment approach. And what we found was actually, yeah, a lot of them did make a lot of money, but what really surprised me is when you actually looked at their returns and how they had made those results, you actually found that most of their ideas are wrong most of the time. And what the cause of, if you like, the reason the book came into existence was because there was one particular manager I was looking at, and I was looking at his results going, oh, this guy's amazing. And you'd meet him, he'd tell you a story of why he invested, and then you'd look at the investments he made, and you'd find that only 1 in 3 made money. And I thought this was just mind-blowing, this legendary investor, returns that were to die for, and yet only 1 in 3 of his ideas made money. And
so if the ideas are wrong most of the time, how do these investors get it right in terms of their final haul?
Yeah, well, it all comes down to how they execute the idea. And that's what we share in the book. So I looked into this particular investor and I realised actually there's certain things he does when he's losing. You know, he's very disciplined about what he does when he's losing, and when he's winning, he likewise has certain habits of execution that he does. And I thought, well, I wonder if the other guys that have been very successful, if it's down to how they execute and whether they do the same things as this guy, and that's the cause of their success. And sure enough, I analysed, you know, the nearly 1,900 investments made by 45 of the managers I manage. And I discovered that, yeah, on average, only 49% of their ideas made money. So that validated it's not necessarily to do with the ideas as to why they're successful.
So does it take a type of person then to become a successful fund manager, a certain discipline, a certain mindset?
Most certainly, yeah. You've got to have discipline. That's pretty key. And you've got to be, unemotional is maybe the wrong word, but you've got to be pretty unemotional in your decision making. So there are certain things like when people are losing, the good investors religiously do the same thing, and it gets them out of a hole, and they're able to turn a losing investment into a winning investment.
So is this something that you can learn? The art of execution, is it a craft that you can learn, or is it something you just have or you don't?
You can definitely learn it, because I know what you're thinking. I mean, you look at these legendary investors and you're thinking, they've got something I don't have. And my analysis shows actually the thing they have is just discipline. And they do the same thing when they're losing and the same thing when they're winning.
Okay, so how long would it take to learn your art of execution?
I think if you read the book, you'd be set to go in a short time. I mean, it's literally, you know, in a nutshell, when you're losing, you've got to materially adapt, and we explain that in a short form. And when you're winning, you know, you've got to be greedy and be a connoisseur. But basically, these are habits which you've got to be, if you're disciplined and you apply it to every investment you do, you'll be successful even if you lose most of the time.
So you don't need to be one of these top investors, you don't need to even to be that sophisticated an investor. You can start out and learn to craft your art of execution.
Most definitely, yes.
Well, Lee Freeman-Shaw, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks ever so much. That's Lee Freeman-Shaw, the author of The Art of Execution.